I entered an abandoned house, and time itself started turning against me. The sky hung heavy and gray, pressing down on the forest edge like it wanted to weigh me into the earth itself. I wandered along the cracked path, shoes crunching over dead leaves and broken twigs, searching for something I couldn't name. A thrill, a story, a brush with the unknown. That's when I saw it. The house crouched at the forest's edge like a shadow from another era, half hidden behind twisted oaks and thorny undergrowth. Its windows were black voids, shutters crooked, paint blistered, shingles sagging under years of neglect. The air around it felt thicker, charged with a presence that made my skin crawl. The gate was rusted and twisted. Iron curls reached toward me like claws, warning me to stay away. I hesitated, breathing in the damp metallic air. My stomach churned. Something deep, primal, pushed me forward. I shoved the gate open. It groaned in protest. The front door groaned louder as I pressed against it. A wave of stale, cold air hit me, carrying the sense of dust, mildew, and something faintly metallic, like dried blood. I flicked on my flashlight. The beam barely pierced the gloom, illuminating peeling wallpaper, sagging furniture, and tattered curtains. At first, it seemed like any old decaying house. Then I noticed the clock, golden, ornate, and stopped at 3:17. I looked away. When I looked back, the hands had moved backward. Slowly, deliberately. Impossible. My stomach sank. Shadows twisted unnaturally along the walls. A faint whisper curled through the hallway, just out of hearing, impossible to understand. Then the mirrors. A cracked hallway mirror reflected not me, but a younger version of myself. Pale, wide-eyed, terrified, walking down the hall as if waiting for me. My pulse hammered. Doors slammed shut. Floorboards creaked. The hallways themselves began shifting. I turned a corner and froze. Another me stood there, older, ragged, eyes wide with fear. I reached out instinctively. The floor beneath me twisted into a spiral staircase, descending into darkness, stairs that had not existed moments before. Time here was broken. Objects drifted upward. Dust floated toward the ceiling. My own voice echoed around me, repeating warnings I hadn't yet thought. I stumbled into a room from the 1920s. Floral wallpaper peeling at the corners. A rocking chair moved slowly, though no breeze stirred. On the wall, a portrait of a man, me, younger, smiling. I felt drawn to sit, but my body resisted. The air thickened, almost solid. Moments stretched, then snapped. In a flash, I was back in the hallway. Dust clung to me again. The front door was gone. Panic clawed at my chest. Every door led to another room, each more surreal than the last. Kitchens from the 1950s, living rooms from the 1980s, my own childhood bedroom. Whispers drifted from walls. Shadows flickered at the edge of vision. I saw myself multiple times, older, desperate, terrified. The hallway stretched impossibly long as I moved forward. Each step felt heavier, like the air itself was trying to hold me back. Dust swirled in spirals in my flashlight beam, drifting like restless spirits. My chest tightened, and a faint metallic sweet smell hung in the air, making my stomach churn. I turned a corner and entered a parlor from another era. Faded yellow wallpaper, intricate patterns I didn't recognize. A sofa sat in the center, pristine, yet coated in dust. The room felt empty until I sensed movement. A figure stood at the far wall. My heart skipped. It was me. Same face, same clothes, but older, ragged, eyes wide with panic. I froze. The figure didn't move, didn't blink, just stared. I blinked, and suddenly the room changed. I was in a 1950s kitchen. White tiles with black trim, countertops polished as if recently cleaned. Plates floated above the table, spinning slowly in midair. I blinked again. The scene shifted. A child's bedroom from the 1970s appeared, toys scattered on the floor, a faint music box melody playing. The walls seemed to breathe. I saw myself everywhere. Past me, future me, versions I didn't recognize. Some clawed at walls, some reached for me, some simply stared with hollow eyes. I realized the house wasn't just showing time. It was pulling me into it, folding me into its twisted chronology. I ran, flashlight bouncing wildly across walls that warped and twisted. Stairs spiraled upward and downward simultaneously. Hallways looped endlessly. Mirrors reflected rooms I hadn't yet entered. Photographs on walls showed moments from my past. Some I remembered, some I didn't. In one room, the air thickened so much it felt like wading through water. Shadows moved along the walls, stretching and contracting like living things. A whisper curled around me, my name repeated over and over, urgent, accusing. I fell to my knees, heartbeat thundering. Then I saw them, multiple versions of me, converging from different rooms. Past, present, future selves. Some screamed silently, some clawed at me, some simply stared. Time was a predator here, and I was its prey. I stumbled through a hallway lined with mirrors. Each reflection showed me at a different age, frightened child, confused teenager, exhausted adult. Each version's eyes screamed silently. The house had been watching me for years, decades, and it wasn't finished yet. Panic consumed me. Every door I opened led deeper into the nightmare. Rooms folded into each other. Hallways bent like liquid. The air thickened. Dust swirled backward. The whispers grew louder, almost violent. My flashlight flickered. My pulse raced. I ran blindly, stumbling through decades of history packed into one building. Every step brought me closer to collapse, but I couldn't stop. The house had me, and I could feel it, watching, learning, manipulating time itself to torment me. I stumbled into another room, a living room frozen in the 1980s. Faded wallpaper, a floral-patterned couch, a television stuck on static. Everything was coated in a thin layer of dust, yet looked pristine. The air smelled of old carpet and something acrid I couldn't place. Then I saw it, or rather me, a version of myself, older, ragged, eyes wide with terror, standing silently in the corner. I blinked, and suddenly another version appeared, younger, screaming silently, mouth moving but no sound escaping. The room pulsed around me, walls bending, floorboards rippling like water. The whispers became voices, urgent and overlapping. I tried to run, but every step brought me back to the same spot. Hallways stretched impossibly. Doors led to rooms I didn't recognize. Ceilings rose and fell unpredictably. My heart pounded. My lungs burned. A mirror caught my eye. My reflection didn't match my movements. It lingered behind me, mouthing words I hadn't spoken. I reached toward it. My hand passed through the surface. Panic surged. I staggered backward. The floor beneath warped, spiraling into a staircase descending into darkness. I nearly fell. The rooms shifted again. I was in a child's bedroom, toys scattered across the floor, a faint music box melody echoing. The walls seemed to breathe. Time accelerated and slowed at the same time. Clocks ticked backward, forward, then stopped. Shadows slithered along the walls like living things. I caught glimpses of myself everywhere. Past me, future me, versions I didn't recognize. Some clawed at walls, some reached for me, some simply stared. I realized the house wasn't just showing me time. It was dragging me into it, folding me into its twisted chronology. I tried to scream. Only a whisper escaped. My body felt heavy, every movement a struggle. Doors appeared and vanished. Hallways looped endlessly. Mirrors reflected moments I had not yet lived, showing choices I hadn't faced, and failing at all of them. A staircase appeared where none should exist. I descended into a basement frozen in time. Candles burned without melting. Furniture was pristine, yet coated in a thin layer of dust. Shadows moved across the walls, whispering my name. From the darkness emerged older me, ragged, screaming silently. I ran. Corridors folded impossibly. Walls stretched and contracted, guiding me toward some unseen trap. I fell, rolled, scrambled on hands and knees. My flashlight bounced wildly, casting shadows that weren't mine. The air grew thicker, harder to breathe. Time itself seemed to resist me. Every heartbeat, every step, every breath was a battle. The house was alive. Time was its weapon. I had been trapped the moment I stepped inside. There was no outside here. Only layers of decades folded into one continuous nightmare. I stumbled into another hallway, the walls bending unnaturally, the ceiling dropping low as if to crush me. Dust swirled in thick clouds, and whispers clawed at my ears. My name repeated over and over. Shadows stretched and twisted, forming shapes that weren't quite human. Every version of me I had seen before now appeared, converging around me, each silently screaming. I ran blindly, dodging past figures that reached for me. The hallway twisted like liquid, doors appearing where none should exist, rooms folding into one another. I stumbled into a staircase, spiraling upward, and I felt a pull, a force that wanted me to turn back, to sink into the house forever. My legs burned. My lungs screamed. A mirror appeared at the top of the stairs. My reflection was no longer just me. It was dozens of me, all screaming, all clawing toward me, eyes wide with panic and despair. I had to move. I kicked through the mirror, shards scattering like frozen time, and fell forward into another corridor. Then I saw it, a door bathed in faint sunlight. My heart leapt. I ran, every step an act of defiance against the house's pull. Behind me, I could hear the walls bending, the floors stretching, the whispers growing louder, angrier. Shadows lunged, but I kept running, throwing myself through the door. Sunlight hit my face. The world outside was real, solid. I stumbled into the forest, panting, blood pounding in my ears. The house loomed behind me, twisting impossibly, as if alive, watching. I didn't dare look back. I ran until my legs burned, until the forest swallowed me in its neutral gray light. Even now, clocks occasionally falter. Mirrors sometimes reflect subtle, impossible changes. Shadows twitch at the edge of my vision. I can feel it waiting, watching. Some places are not abandoned. They remember. They wait. And I know, if I ever return, it will be ready. I will never go back.